And we are live, guys. Welcome to another live stream from the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph, darling. Let's talk about two things here. Confidence, feels good, fired up, attraction, compared to vulnerable, anxious, fearful, hesitant, and repels. Which one of these two do you think are on semen retention? If you chose the last ones, you're correct. And people are like, what? I thought that semen retention was supposed to help me to overcome those things. Was supposed to help me to be confident, to feel good, to be fired up outside my brain, and to be attractive to other people. It's the opposite. In the beginning, you gotta go through hell to get to heaven. Do you understand how this works? Do you understand how the universe is designed? This is how it's designed, folks. It is designed for those that are patient to receive all of the benefits and all of the amazingness that life has to offer. Those that are impatient will have sucky lives and will not get even a tiny proportion of the possibilities that they could have had if they practiced delayed gratification. If they understood that it's going to be hard first before it becomes easy for the rest of your flippin' life. Right? Warren Buffett, I think he had a quote about the stock market. He said that the stock market is simply a device to transfer wealth from those that are impatient to those that are patient. Okay? So it's the same thing in every single area of life. And we've got to recognize that when you're practicing semen retention and you're on NoFap, the first 30 days, you're not going to be masculine. It's going to get worse before it gets better. You're going to go through hell before you get to heaven. And those first 30 days is basically you detoxing from your femininity. This is you going through the fire, right? And meeting all of your demons. This is you struggling and feeling uncomfortable, feeling vulnerable, feeling anxious, nervous, hesitant, fearful, right? Repelling other people because you're like, okay? That's you the first 30 days of semen retention. And then people are like, I finished NoFap, man. 30 days, now I can ejaculate again. Dude, why are you quitting? This is the worst part. The first 30 days suck. Why would you not continue on now that you've done those first 30 days? Because now it gets fun. Well, actually, it's after 45 days that things begin to pick up. But at least this is the beginning part being massively over. The part where you are emotionally unstable and all over the place. I'm briefly going to explain the journey of semen retention so that you know once and for all. I explained it tons of times on this channel. But let's just keep going on that part. The first 30 days, you're all over the place. You're feminine like hell. Okay? And then from 30 to 45 days, what's going to happen is that you and your sexual desire and motivation and spice for life is going to decrease. It's not going to go upwards. It's going to get bad. It's going to even get worse before it gets better. First 30 days, man, you're all over the place. But at least you get like glimpses of the confidence and the excitement that you'll get in the future from practicing semen retention consistently over a long period of time. But in the beginning, it's going to suck because you're all over the place, but it's going to suck more between 30 and 45 days. Why? Because now you're going to hit the flat line. You've already hit it a few days within those first 30 days where you had glimpses of how the flat line works and how it is. Okay, and you've observed it already, and I'm just going to explain briefly what it is. It's basically you not having any oomph, not having any desire for sexual matters, not even desiring porn or women or anything in your life. You're just not interested. You're not interested in anything. This is the best time to establish the proper habits in your life. Okay? Because you don't feel like doing anything, but you do it anyway. Once you get to 45 days, this is when your body is now recovering. It's recuperating your sexual desire. It's like, oh, it's time to get that desire up again, man. Okay, now we've regulated your body. Now we know what's going on because you stopped us from being released. What the heck was that for 45 days? Now, between 45 and 60 days, you're going to have 2 weeks where your sexual desire will increase consistently and stably and sustainably without you feeling that you don't have control. Right? We want to get to a point where you have full control over your thoughts, your emotions, and your behaviors, and at least your sexual urges. Come on, dude, don't be a bitch, right? And so if you get to 60 days, now your body basically has reached some kind of form of balance, okay, and equilibrium, okay, where at this point in time, now you are going to cement that. Your body is going to automatically, it does it on its own, it's going to cement that desire and is going to keep going up if you practice the other part of SR, which is the 80-hour work week. Okay? Practicing discipline in every single facet of life. If you do that, then your sexual desire will keep going up while you still are able to control yourself. Right? Control self. Anyway, so now that you understand how the semen retention aspect works, let's go back to what I was saying about femininity and masculinity. Okay? In the first 30 days, you're becoming more feminine temporarily. You were masculine, right? Because inside your comfort zone, you're masculine. But everything you want in your life is outside your comfort zone, right? So you gotta get out of that. Which means you're going to be feminine temporarily before you now become comfortable outside of what was your initial comfort zone, right? So now what's happening is that you are moving towards more and more and more and more masculinity continuously because you don't care about the femininity that you have to go through. You don't care about being vulnerable. You don't care about being anxious. You don't care about being nervous. You don't care about being hesitant. Because every single time you do it, you take action despite of how you feel, you're now going to begin to observe your emotions. You're going to begin to observe other people's emotions and their reactions to you. You're going to begin to observe things. This is cool. This is fun. Because the more you observe how you feel, the more you're just like asking questions. Why do I feel this way right now? What about this situation caused me to become hesitant or fearful? What about this situation caused me to be anxious? But this time around, it's not like I'm wondering what I should say. Oh no, if I don't say this, then da-da-da-da-da. It's not like this anymore. That was in the past. Now you're like, it's kind of funny how I said what I said. And it failed miserably, but I did it, and I said something, and I don't care if it didn't work. I don't care if I didn't get the sale. I don't care if this, that, and the other. Who cares? Okay, I don't need success right now. As long as I keep showing up consistently over a long period of time, it's going to work for me. That's how it works with masculinity. You keep expanding that comfort zone and you keep becoming more and more and more masculine the more you embrace the femininity of going through hell in order to get to heaven. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Let's talk about immediate gratification versus delayed gratification. Which one's feminine? Immediate gratification is feminine. Delayed gratification obviously is masculine. How does it work in terms of different areas of life? Let's look at this. When it comes to relationships, what is immediate gratification? Immediate gratification is, I need a girlfriend right now. That's immediate gratification. What if you're not ready? Or what if you could have gotten a better girlfriend later? Think about that, right? Don't you want a girlfriend that you can eventually have for the rest of your life? Like, why do we enter into relationships? Just for the sexual pleasure in the now? No. Okay? What you invest your time and money in, you want it to stay. You want it to stick. You want it to be consistent. Okay? Obviously, you don't want monogamy because monogamy sucks, but you want to have women in your life that are there for the long run, that are loyal to you and only you, who enjoy being in the company of your other women, And I'm not talking now about having sexual relations with anyone that you're not committed to for life. Okay? And the magic number is 3. But we have a special system. If you haven't discovered it, if you don't understand what this is all about, check out my other channel, the Women of High Value channel, where I teach women how this system works. And I talk about relationships again and again and again and again. There you'll get full overview over the female brain. I don't talk about that on this channel because it's irrelevant right now. You suck. So let's try to fix you first before we even start involving women into your life. But I'm just explaining to you delayed gratification versus immediate gratification when it comes to women. Desiring sex right now is immediate gratification because you're not ready to commit to these women altogether right now. Trust me, you're not ready. Oh, I'm ready. No, you're not. Okay? You have not received the stamp of approval. You're not ready. Okay? Get ready though. Get prepared because it's awesome. However, also, not only this, sexual relationships outside of commitment, that's feminine. So guys who are sleeping around with a bunch of women, feminine. Dan Bilzerian, massively feminine. Why? Immediate gratification, dudes. Okay? There's no delayed gratification. Now, what's delayed? He meets a girl at the club and he sleeps with her. Oh, fancy. Anyone can do that. And it takes like literally less than 6 months to figure out how to do it. Like literally, you could do that. Anyone can do that. But it screws you over. And it messes those women over too. And it destroys generations. I'm not going to go into that subject right now. A lot of you guys hate it when I do that. But I'm going to explain that delayed gratification would be to focus on your success. Focus on your long-term, building up a strong financial foundation so that you're able to provide for 3 women luxuriously for life. That's delayed gratification in terms of relationships, right? There's 2 aspects to it. Actually, there's 3 to relationships. 1, you've got, I wish I could show you guys, man. Let's just do it. Let's just do it, guys. I'm going to show you Instagram. Let's go to Men of High Value. If you have not signed up for Men of High Value, then I highly recommend that you do. Let's check out my profile. And if we go far back on this profile, you'll find out about Bitcoin. We talk about libertarianism. We talk about men, women, relationships. But I wanted to show you guys this one. Check this one out. This one is insane. Okay? Look at that. Confident, non-committed. Confident, committed, non-confident, non-committed, non-confident, committed. How does this one work? Well, look at it. A guy who's feminine and who remains in his femininity for the rest of his life, guess what he's going to be? He's going to be non-confident but committed. Okay? This is the monogamous guy who's like, oh, I got this girlfriend and I love her and we're going to get married. Okay? Horrible strategy. Absolutely horrible. And I know for a fact that he has no idea what he's doing if he's planning to get married to a girl in monogamy. It sucks. Welcome to 20 years, 30 years, 40, 50 years of very difficult lifestyle. It didn't have to be that way. Okay? Now, it could be great if it works out, but it's the fact of the matter is that no matter how well it works out, it didn't work out because he ends up being basically a slave. That's how it works in monogamy. Sorry, I know how it is. I've been married for 11 years, and it doesn't depend on the woman. Okay? It's just the whole system of monogamy and the way that it's designed. Again, subscribe to Women of High Value. You'll understand what I'm talking about. Non-confident, non-committed. Basically, those are the incels of our, of society. Involuntary celibates, right? It's non-confident, non-committed. And then you've got the confident, non-committed, which is the players, which is the guys that are just sleeping around, ruining a bunch of women, ruining a bunch of next generations, ruining basically society at large. That's what players do. And you're like, well, no, I'm not destroying society. I'm just giving the women what they want. Yeah, what women want, unless it's checked by men understanding how women function, it's going to destroy society. So you're just simply collaborating with women of destroying themselves and destroying society. Congratulations. Or you can work to become confident and committed. So you see the difference. Delayed gratification is that you are confident, but you're not committed yet, but you also don't sleep around. So you're voluntary celibate. Once you're ready to take on the responsibility, that will be, you've gone through hell now. What was hell? Was it fantastic to be voluntary celibate? It kind of sucks sometimes. It's kind of lonely, especially if you've experienced the other side of it all, right? It's very difficult for men to make that decision. It's a very wise decision to go voluntary celibate for a time, not forever, but it's tricky. It's hell, right? Yes, it is. That's masculine for you. But eventually you'll have heaven because you figured out female nature, you've figured out your financial foundation, you've exponentially grown it, and you've worked all of your kinks and all of your problems out, you know, with the coach or whatever it is that you needed in order for you to stay on track with what you want to do. Once you've decided on your lifestyle, and let's say, for example, 3 in Love is what you want to do, you'll be confident and committed. Awesome. Now we're talking. Okay? This is the best lifestyle, in my opinion, that you'll ever get anywhere. So, but it's going through hell to get to heaven. What about the other guys? Okay? The non-confident, committed guy, he's like, I want to have sex right now. I want to find a girlfriend and I want to have sex with her. Oh, I hope that she want to have sex with me. That's immediate gratification. That's a loser. He needs women. He needs sex. Okay? What's up with that? Don't be that guy. And then you've got the other guy, which is confident, non-committed, and it's immediate gratification too. Right? He's like, I don't want to be committed to anyone, but man, I'm not going to let that booty up. Like, bro, you know, like I want to. And I'm going to do whatever I want to. He's going to end up having a sucky lifestyle. What happens to the player? He ends up becoming old, right? 35. Maybe he's like around 35 and he's like, now I'm going to commit to someone. And he goes from this lifestyle, sleeping around with a bunch of girls, finds a girl that's kind of, you know, that's really good, that he thinks will be good. And then he ends up being in this relationship and he's like, oh my gosh. It's like he won the lottery and then he used up all of the money and he lost it all. What kind of lifestyle is that? He goes there and he's like, dang, I hate my life. This is what happens to the player. And if he doesn't commit to anyone, he ends up being the player for the rest of his life who's like 50 years old and he's sleeping around with 35-year-olds or 30-year-olds. And then he becomes 60 and he has no one to take care of him. And the only ones that are there to take care of him are women that are maybe in their 40s, 45, depending upon how rich he is. Because a lot of women that get to 45, 50, they're like so sick of lunatics that they just, I'm just going to be celibate. I'm just going to sleep around when I want to. You know, they have their F buddies, right? And then they just sleep around once in a while. But they're not trying to find a guy to settle down with. And it's it becomes messed up. It's not a lifestyle you want to subscribe to. You want to be confident, committed, and enjoy your life consistently and sustainably for the rest of your life and get to a billionaire lifestyle, right? Then you need consistency. Consistency and depth with women. It fires you up and then you can have kids and those kids will be amazing. Anyway, that's just what I wanted to share with you guys on that topic. In terms of relationships, you got to go through hell in order to get to heaven. Right? Voluntary celibacy is hell, for sure. But it's worth it. It's fantastic. Especially if you understand 3 in Love. Having said that, what about health? Immediate gratification in terms of health? Like, immediate gratification is unhealthy. It's like, I want to eat this right now, and I don't care because it tastes so freaking good, right? Or I'm not able to cook, I'm not a good cook, and I don't want to buy something from the restaurant, of course, because it's too expensive and I don't have that much money, so I go for the kebab, right? Or I go for the pizza every single time, and I eat junk every single day. That's immediate gratification. he's basically going to heaven immediately and then postponing hell. But hell is going to surely arrive. He's going to get unhealthy and he's going to die quickly, right? And he's going to feel unhealthy, feels off and sick all the time, etc., etc. And then you've got the other guy who has delayed gratification. He doesn't eat all that crap, right? He controls himself. And then he also exercises to make sure that all the crap that does go through his system, because a lot of the other stuff that you eat as well is crap, right? Believe it or not. And then you cleanse yourself when you basically exercise. You get rid of that crap and your system is rejuvenated and ready, right? Also, some people fast. There's other ways of doing it, but do you understand what I mean? You go through hell, you'll get to heaven. You go through femininity, you'll get to masculinity. Masculine is being comfortable and doing whatever you want right now because that's how you feel like it. That's like ultimate femininity if you keep doing that for the rest of your life. Don't be that guy. And the last one, which is financials. Are you being a little bitch when it comes to your financials? Do you have immediate gratification? Are your expenses way too high? Do you use credit cards, right? Now, obviously, nothing against credit cards if you know how to use them in order for you to increase your credit score, blah, 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 blah. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about you using a credit card when you don't have money for funding those purchases, okay? That's immediate gratification, right? You're being masculine because you have money right now, but you're being feminine because you're going to ruin your life, right? Because you're spending more than what you have and you're staying and becoming even more broke, right? That's what debt does to you. And I'm talking about bad debt now. Good debt, different story. Good credit cards, different story. Right? DM me if you don't understand what that means. Check out Robert Kiyosaki. He explains this properly. Or you can have delayed gratification by budgeting. Man, who budgets? Oh my gosh, how boring is that? Yeah, it's hell, okay? But it's going to take you to heaven. Financial heaven, right? And I'm not talking about budgeting being the end all. I'm more so towards the increase your income, bro, like massively increase your income. But if you're going to increase your income and like work 10x on that, you might as well double your efforts on creating a budget or a limit to how much you spend as well. You want to increase the level between the income and the expenses because that's the cash flow. The more you increase that cash flow over time, man, the more amazing your life is going to be. And then you have money for investments. You got money for Bitcoin, right? You got money for all those things that are going to massively make a huge difference in your life. Again, you got to go through hell to get to heaven. It gets worse before it gets better. You want to embrace the hard, man. Embrace the difficult. It is your self-imposed restrictions that are going to give you massive amounts of freedom. Those people who are free now and they can do whatever they want because whatever they feel like, blah, 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 they're the ones that are going to be in prison, okay? Not maybe jail, right? But their own limiting beliefs and mental attitudes because everything is so scarce in this world. No, it's massively abundant. It's just that they use too much of their freedom too soon. And I want you to put yourself into prison, go through hell, and then find out how to be fired up outside your brain while going through hell. Because if you can do that, then you're going to be so fired up outside your brain once you're in heaven, man. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I never thought that I could make it. It is insane. Like life is so amazing. Why? Because you got a fantastic attitude when you went through hell. This is the Men of High Value channel. My name is Joseph Darling. You guys are absolutely awesome. And let's see. Are you an incel? That's hilarious. No, I am married and I have 3 kids. And life is wonderful. And then students. Yeah. Don't be a student. Quit school. Check out my my quit school video. My true name is not Guilherme Carmo. I have no idea who that is. Thank you so much for watching, guys. You guys are awesome. I'll see you in the next one.